Cool. So it is recording. Okay. So in this video, we'll be checking out how to build meetup.com with Tailwind CSS and Next.js, and we'll be building everything from scratch. And I have not prepared for this, so all the decisions we take, you can see them in this video itself. Cool. So let's create a repo for this. So what I have done is I constantly need to make a Next.js project with Tailwind. So what I did was I made a template for that, and the template is called template next tailwind. So it has some basic things set up. If you want to know how each thing is set up, you can watch the previous video, because there I set up even these things myself. So create a repo. That will be meetup tailwind. Cool. So we have our project. Let's install. Okay. So this is like the index.js development command that starts a localhost server where we have hot module reloading, etc. We are just including the Tailwind CSS file, and in the post CSS we are saying that with whatever CSS files are, run them through the Tailwind CSS plugin, and yeah, that's it, and that will load our Tailwind file in our Next.js project. So let's start. Let's open it. Cool. So we have this here, and let's open our index.js file. Cool. So let's see how to model this page. So I like to use CSS grid for the whole page layout, and for individual section I use CSS flexbox. So let's see how CSS grid would fit this problem. So first thing is that there is one banner sort of thing, then there is a navbar, and then so these are like two rows, and then there is another row which has some padding, and then again we have a section with some padding. So what we are seeing here is that there is not much need for CSS grid, because in these each section is full width. If I was building medium.com, here grid would be very helpful, because there are individual sections with individual layouts. So these would really help with grid. Here I don't think we'll find CSS grid much useful. So I don't think we can use CSS grid for this section, but not for the whole. For this page, it doesn't make sense to use CSS grid for the whole layout. Okay, so let's. So one thing is out of the way. Next thing is, let's see what things we should build in this page. Which things are challenging enough to be tackled in this video. So one thing I'm seeing is that the CSS grid stuff looks interesting. The card layout. This is very common and very useful. Then we are seeing that there is this section which is sort of fixed sort of thing. When you scroll, it stays there. Then we have a nested replies thing, and so this is pretty interesting animation that. So we have some cards here, and then you see this. There's this bottom footer sort of thing, which stays fixed so far. But when we scroll more, then there is another footer. So this effect looks very cool. So we'll try to build that as well. Cool. So let's build the layout. So I have a main section. So as you can see, there's a div, and this is just a head section, and then there is a main section. So first, after the head, what we can do is have a nav, and that will contain all this data like logo and stuff. So in the nav, there will be a div, there will be a logo, and then there are two sections. So I'll make another div, and in this div there will be two sections. So another div, and then there would be another div. Cool. So let's copy this logo. Okay, so the height is 44 pixels, and Okay, and let's do this now. So in the div, I have a tag, and here I have img with the height of 46. So we'll be changing things to CSS classes, but let's try this first. So I'll just say cool. So this is looking like not good, and so what we are seeing is like we have a nav, and then there is another div, and okay, I put it in the wrong div. Nicely to start. So remove this from here, put it here, and this alt will be meetup logo. So we have our div, and there is a nav. So now we have an a tag and another div with it. Okay, so let's fill some content here as well. One section, second section. Now we have here. So first thing I do is always like for a row, I put flex. Then as you can see, like all those things are coming in one row, but still this meetup is acquiring a lot of space. So let's put some width on it. So I'll take this div, I'll put class name w say 20. Does that work? Okay, so that is too short. So 36 is not there. 32. Okay, 32 looks nice, and then there is some padding. So I'll just add the padding to this anyway. So we have py2 for padding on padding top and padding bottom. So if we do py4, this comes here. Then we need some left and right padding. So as a rule, I always like the vertical padding is always smaller than the left right padding. That's a rule I found that looks good. So on my page now it is looking like this, and next we want a border on this. So Tailwind has a class for that, border, and border. So we just want a border at the bottom, so it will be border B, and the color. Let's try this border red 200. So yeah, there is a red color coming, but obviously there is a different color here. So let's see what the color is. So the border bottom is something like grayish. So Tailwind offers some colors by default. So let's see if one color, like the predefined colors, look good for our case. So it would be border gray 200. Let's see if it works. No, this is too dim. So let's try 400. Okay, and I think we should increase the width to 2. And we need a lighter shade. So 300 should work. Cool, this looks like similar to theirs. And now what we want is like these two sections should like have some space between, and these are like this is left aligned, this is right aligned. So let's like this is just one line thing, and in the flex what we can say is justify between, and let me just increase the font size. So as you can see now everything is coming here, and so this section, let's say start a new group. It has a span, say start a new group, and then we have a BR and another span which says 50% off. Okay, and now we want like this entire thing to be of blue color. So let's do BG blue 400. Oh, sorry, BG, it would not be BG, it would be text, because we want to change the color. So that is very light colored. Let's do 600. That is also not good enough. So 800. 800 is too dark. So this looks nice, and we want like this should be font bold. And I think we can decrease the shade now to 600. Nice. And this entire thing should be center aligned. So text center should do it. Yeah, it is doing. So now in this div, the parent of the second section and the first section, we can say you are also flex. Nice. And now for the entire thing, we want them to be like vertically aligned. So we can here say item center. Cool. And now that we have done that, in the second section, we want to write all these ULs. So there would be a UL, and it will have 3 LIs. So, and explore messages notifications, and again we have to use flex and item center. So that doesn't do anything. Let's see why. So we have our UL. Okay, so since the UL is of the same height as the content, there is no point in aligning. What we want is this div, which is of the height, like the UL should be aligned to that. So we don't need this. On the div here, we can say flex and items center. And now this is looking just like this. And now we want a divider here. So one way to do it is like put border here. So I can do border R and border gray 600. And now we need, and better yet, instead of this, we can create a separator like div. So we can have a div, and this div has no content, but this can have this thing. And now what we want is like, so this is like a 1 pixel horizontal, vertical line, and we want margin sort of like to separate the two sections. So we can say mx2, that will give left margin and right margin. And if we do mx4, better. And this is like a very thin, like light colored thing. So I think 300 would be fine. Oh, looks nice. Now, so another thing is there's a very lot of gap between these things. So explore messages and notifications. So one way is that I can give margins to all these, like left margin, right something. But because there is no gap property in Flex, so there's a gap property that is coming in Flex, which will let you give space between individual items. So you can say like space 10 pixels, and only the between there will be 10 pixel space, not on the edges. But we don't have it in Flex yet, but we do have it in Grid. So let's see if putting Grid, like doing it with Grid will work. So what happens is Grid is mainly based for 2-dimensional layouts where like horizontal and vertical axis both you want. But for this we can like try this hack that use Grid with a single row, and that way I think we can make it work. So Grid and Grid rows one. I don't remember the syntax, so let's see. Grid template rows, and here we have grid rows 1. Okay, and so okay, that did work. So now if I toggle the grid, what is happening is that so we have one row, and let's do this, that put 3 columns here. I don't want to use this. Let's see if it works, then we can try removing it. Okay, that is working. So here if I see, like there's a UL and there's a LI, another LI. So what happened was that what we said was that grid columns 3 that put equal width on all the 3 columns. So what is happening is there's this LI and another LI. So all these are having same width, but since the text explore is smaller than the width, so that is why there's a lot of space coming here and not here. So what we can do is here we can say text center. Okay, and now that is, so explore is coming here. So the problem I'm seeing is that we are giving them in like same width for each column, which we don't want. What we want is like each should have their own width. And okay, so somebody in the chat said like there's a new space property added. Let me check. I read like they were using lobotomized owl technique to add, but I didn't know if that was added. Okay, I think they have added. So this is Tailwind CSS 1.3.0. So which one are we on? So we are using Tailwind 1.2. Let's install the latest one. Let's look at how it works. So there's a new space and divide utilities. Cool. So let's do this. Space x2. The package is installed, and so keep the text center, remove all these, have flex, and have space x2. So the SpaceX2 class didn't do anything. Let's see, like try restarting the server. Cool, that worked. So now we have some spacing between these items, and the technique, let's see how they are doing it. So on the Li, this is strange. For some reason, there is nothing shown in the DevTools. Okay, we can figure it out later. Let's move on. So the 2 pixel is like, I think we can do 3. Yeah, and now we have to dim it. So let's do text gray 700. And the font is also a little smaller, so we can do text SN. Nice. And let's do the so we will like I'm seeing that there are a lot of circular images, so let's create one avatar component. So I'll take my image, and so they are using background image for this, and cool. So we have the URL, but this is a very small one. Let's take another person's. Yeah, same size. So let's just use mine only. Okay, so we need another component called avatar. So what I do is I put reusable components in a components folder. I'll make a file avatar.js, and here I'll have a function avatar, and so it will return an image with some src. Let's put the image so we have so far here, and we need to export it. So I'll do. Let's import it. So here, so the 4th li will be this avatar. Okay, now we need some classes. So first class Tailwind has is called rounded full. This like makes it rounded. Next that we are seeing is that these li. Okay, yeah. So we removed the item center class earlier. We have to put it back. Cool. And the width, like this thing is very big. So let's do this. Like we are saying, width and height should be 12, and this is like a lot smaller than we want. So let's do 10. Either actually do 8. Cool. This looks nice. And yeah, we can move on to the next thing, I think. Cool. So we have our avatar component. We have made it. And so here I want to like point it out to you, like so the advantage I feel with Tailwind is that I don't have to choose a class name. Like I have to figure out, okay, this is a list with some nav links, so the class name should be nav links, and then I make a class here. Then I have to put, like in a CSS file, I have to write nav links there. Then I decide the styling, and yeah, so that is one thing which I don't like. Now similarly, this start a new group 50% off. Now what is it? Is it an alert? Is it a like a promo? Whatever. Like attaching classes for these things, like you have to figure a lot of those out, and you have to choose those so early. Like you don't even know how much reusable it will be. Like would this blue color thing will ever come anywhere, or is it like a one-off thing? And you have to choose some class. Now if you use a promo class, then in your other pages you can't use the same promo class because these will clash. So that's what I don't like about normal CSS. With Tailwind, I don't have to choose all those things. I can just write all my logic at like one place, and then if I see that this thing is becoming like a reusable thing, then I, instead of making a class name, I make a React component, and that way I get reusability. So like for avatar, I know there will be a lot of circular things coming, so why not make it? Cool. So I feel like this section we can do it a little later. A more interesting section is like this section. So let's do this first, then we'll come back to this later. So now this was a nav thing, and then this feels like a header. So I'll just keep a header here to work on it later. Header. And yeah, so now we have our main section. In the main section, as you can see, there are two columns, and Yeah, I think for this also we can just use flex. So I'll keep a like I'll make two divs here. So one div can be like we'll have some stuff here, and then there would be another which will be aside. So I'm trying to use semantic HTML, and okay, yeah. So it will have some things, cards. Cool. And so next that we are seeing is that there is a consistent gap between this left thing and the right thing, and that gap keeps on like stays there. So it is also present here and on the footer as well. It was not in the navbar. So what I like to do is that here in the main I can define like the px should be say 32. And in the header I can also say for now that the class name that it will also be 32. Now the advantage here is that since we have design tokens, like I can say 32, and now like we know that everywhere it has to be 32. It's not like one place we have 33 pixel, one place we have 32. So we have to think in tokens. So yeah, this looks like similar to that. And now that we have done this, let's add a footer as well. Okay, I have a footer, so I'll just put a class name of px32 here as well. Cool. And now in the details, so we have some background color of which is of gray shade. So let's pick the color, and now I've picked it. So this technique which I commonly use is that there is this background color which is like will be present everywhere. So instead of putting it in a style thing, this is like a color which will repeat every time. So I put it in the Tailwind config. So this is the Tailwind config.js file. Here what we have is this is the theme object, and here you can put tokens in the extend block. So when I say in extend that the colors should be, and here in the colors I say body, and the body color should be this value. So what will happen is now in Tailwind will give me a class names like text body and BG body. So this is one powerful feature of Tailwind. And the thing about this extend is that you can tell that should it overwrite all the class names earlier, like by default Tailwind give us some theme colors. So should it overwrite, like remove all those and just use your colors, or should it like keep those as well and add your custom colors as well? So I've just used the extend because there are some good colors which we can use later. We don't have to define ourselves. So when we have done this, now in the main, I can say that this should have a BG body. Cool. So if we see, yeah. So as you can see, there's quite a difference between these colors, and the header is the white color only. Okay. So now let's divide it into two sections. So as we have an aside and a detail, so what I can say is that this div is like a width of I think it would be better if I have 8 by 12, and here aside I can say you have width of W 4 by 12, and I haven't put the flex here, so obviously it will not work. Cool. So we have a div here and this card here, and let's just measure it. So I'll use this Firefox tool. So this is around 345 pixel, and the one we have, yeah, we have similar. So yeah, we can just keep it. And we have some spacing between. So let's just use that new technique we learned. So space, I think 32 would be there. So we have a div. It was space x 32. Yeah, so it is working. Cool. Now let's put these, like copy this content. So this details, actually this is a heading. So let's use it. And I won't use the H1 because H1, like I think I've read somewhere that in SEO, like for SEO purposes, there should only be one heading in the page. And yeah, so that's why let's just keep here. Now you'll notice that even though I put it like this H4, this is not bold. This is still like normal, like just it has same styling as this because Tailwind uses normalized CSS. So what normalizes does is that it resets all the all the browser styles, so that when you are styling by default, and you don't have to override browser style by yourself. So that is really good because I hate when I have to remove the paragraph tag margin and then add my own. So here I have like control of everything the way I want it. So we have an h4, and let's just put this in a p tag. And this will be in a tag. So a tag and the href is also the same. So as you can see, even the anchor tag is not getting styled. So let's make our heading bold. So here we'll use font bold, and the size should be bigger. So text 2XL. Okay, why did not work? So we have our details. Okay, yeah. I think this is too big, so let's use text XL. And I think instead of bold, let's do medium. Yeah, this looks a lot like what we have here. And then I realized that there is some padding, top padding, and some bottom padding. So let's just add those. And I saw that the values are different. So instead of py, we'll use pp. So pp would be 10, and pb will be say 16. Okay, so I guess pb 16 is not there. So here, where did our go? So yeah, where have I put this style? Okay, I've put it at the wrong place. In the main, we want this. Yeah, so now we have done that, and let's style the a tag. So I can see that this is one shade lighter, this form thing. So in our a tag, let's just format it, and now the a tag will have a class name of bg blue. Now so we had a bg blue text blue of 600. So here we'll have the text blue 500. Okay, and there is a okay. So these are two paragraphs. So instead of a br, we can say like there's a p tag you close, and there's another p tag. Sometimes VS Code does strange things. Okay, now we have this here, and in this p tag we can say like there should be some gap. So MB4, and this details thing should also have a thing, some margin. Now one thing which like from visual hierarchy I know that there should be less if two things are related they should have less gap, and if two things are unrelated they should have more gap. So as you see that this is the heading, and these two are similar, like paragraph about the same thing, so these should have lesser gap than the heading. So what I can do is like I can make it 3, like the distance between paragraph, and I can increase the margin here to say 5, and that gives you a better look. So even though meetup.com hasn't done it, but I think we can make this small change. Okay, now on to this next section. So we have okay, so now so far I've been using this. That is because that there was there was no heading as such. So there's a good way to decide what should have which HTML tag. So if you have a like self-contained block, then it should be an article. If there is some group, like there's some group which cannot stand alone itself, but it has a heading, then use the section. And if you are just grouping unrelated content, then you should use div, because there is no semantic involved there. So as you saw that there is a heading here actually, that there's a details and there is some paragraphs. So that can be a section. So we'll use a section, and okay, and now we can have another section which has the attendees list. So a section, and now I want one row where there would be like two things. One would be the heading, and let's just use the h4 only, attendees, and there would be something here, like something on the right side. Next there would be a div, which we don't know what will be there. Cool. So as you saw, there's attendees, there's a see all button, and then there's a grid. So now what I can do is on this div I can say class name equals to flex item justify between, and since we can copy the heading code here from here. And We have some participants value as well. So actually there's a space. So cool. And there is a lot of gap between these headings. So we can say that in the section, so we can say that in the section, there should be an MB of, and as I told you, like there's MB5 between the heading and the paragraph. So the two sections should have more margin than that. So let's do margin MB8. And I think more can be done. So let's do MB10. Yeah, so this looks nice. And then let's try this thing. So it should be actually a button. And it should say see all. And now this will have the same class as the text we had like for the link. So it will be text blue 500. Good, looks good. And now on to the CSS grid part. So this, we have a div here, and what we want is that it should be a grid. And so there are 4 columns. Grid calls 4. And there should be some gap between those. So gap, let's say just gap of 4. So one great thing here is that we can toggle this grid and we can see if things looks nice or not. So yeah, like we have a consistent grid where there are some gaps, and we have not specified the rows because like we don't know how many participants there will be. So like they can choose like for 2 rows only, or they can have multiple. So let's just let's not take it to the CSS thing. Whatever you pass, we will render. So that we have here. And what in terms of rendering, we can say that this, instead of a div, you are a UL, and there's a li tag, and it is having some content. So the li will have bg white, and it has a rounded of bg. So because there's some border radius to it, and now it will have some things. So first is the avatar. And so what we can do is, since there is some horizontal alignment, what I can do is say in the li flex call, like so align in the column, and then say items center, and now it is coming in the center. Next we want some padding, so py4. Okay, let's do. Cool. And next let's put some content. So in the li, then there is a heading. So so that was h4. I think this should be h6, because this is like the least heading which I can see. So there is Lawrence D, and again we don't have any styling, so let's put some styling on this. Last name just to font bold, and the size is smaller. So by default the size is text base, so we want one smaller, so it can be text SM. And then we have 2 more things. So a p tag and another p tag. So what does it say? It says member and 8 shared groups. Cool. Now we want to style those. So obviously the paragraph can't have more height or more size than the heading. So if we did text SM for that, let's do text SM for this one also. And the font, the color should be a little lighter. So by default the text gray, I think it is like text black only. So we can do 800 here. Okay, rules text gray 800. So no, we will need a lighter shade. So 700. I think one more lighter shade. So 600. Cool, this looks nice. Next thing is that the avatar we have rendered, it is much smaller than the one we want. So we want a bigger avatar. So that means that this avatar thing should have some prop to say like big or small. So let's do that. So we have a props, we destructure the size property from it, props. And what I'm seeing here is that in the meetup.com, there is this big avatar, there's this normal avatar, and then there's a small avatar. So I'll say that the, so this is by default base. And so let's make a size chart. So what we can have is size mapping. And here I can say that if you have base, then the width and this should be this. Actually, in the small, SM, we should have this. And here in the normal one, it could be 12. and then have a one called LG, and this will have more. So let's do 32. And now what I can say is that this class name should be dynamic. And so size mapping and the size. Cool. Let's see how it looks. So as you can see, the size has increased. So what we want to do is specify here that the size should be SM. And now here we want like bigger than the normal one. So we say size equals to LG. And that is like a too big value. So let's do 20. I think it can be a little smaller. So let's do 80. Okay, 18 didn't do anything. It might not exist. So let's do 16. Cool, 16 looks good. And next we want some margin. So yeah, so one mistake we did was that we didn't spread the props to this IMG. So let's do it. So here we'll say that whatever your rest props are, spread this after, like before the class name, so that they can't override the class name. Cool. And I feel like the SRC should be here. So they can override the SRC, but they can't override the class. And now we can pass margin to this. So, oh right. Actually, we want them to like, yeah. So we want these classes to be there. But if they say say they pass the all tag equals to user, then all tag should appear here. Like the all should appear here. But if they say class name, then that class name should not it should appear, but it should not override these classes. So what we can do is that here we can abstract the class name thing and merge it with our class name. So this will be here, and then this class name will be here. So now if I see there's a hello class appearing, so instead of hello, what we want is margin bottom. So let's do this. Cool. So now this looks similar to what we have here. And what else we want is that on hover there should be a shadow. So on the LI I say that hover shadow MD. Okay, so we have got a shadow, and now we want like multiple copies of this. So let's do an array operation. So array, and I think if there is array.from, we can do length 8. Let's see if this works. Cool, yeah. So actually this is a very good trick with like if you don't have the data yet, then what you can do is construct an array of length 8 and just map over it. So this is one trick I learned recently. So now that we have this here, we can see it looks pretty similar to what we have there. I'll just say that let's just measure it. So the gap here is of 19 pixel, and here it is also 19 pixel. Yeah. So and what we have here is that we also have of 19 pixel only. So yeah, we're good with that. So as you saw that CSS Grid automatically arranges these things, and if I see here that here on the grid, if you enable the grid, you can see like this is the gap between those, and yeah. So now we have done that. I'll just put this is like because I have done the length thing, I don't have any ID, so I'm just putting this thing. You must know that this is not a safe way to do every time. So you have been wrong. I'm just doing it to make this go away. Cool. So now we have done this as well. Let's do the sticky sidebar thing. Cool. So first let's design it. So in this div, we have two cards. So like a div, and this div will have, it will be like a row thing, and it has some image here. And let's do this. So one img src equals to something, and then we have a div. In this div we have some heading. So the heading would be say x6 React JS Bangalore, and next we have a p tag saying public group. Okay. Now in the div we want what we want is to have this bg white, and we also want this to have a flex class and use the image from here. So okay, so they have a big image. Let's put it, and I'm sure it will break the page. Okay, it didn't. So what we want is that the class should have, let's say, a width of 12 only. I think it would be 16 would be better. So it is actually 56 by 56, so 20. Let's do height 20 as well, so that makes it a square. And I think ours is a little bigger than this. Yeah, so we don't need 20. We are actually fine with 16. And now another thing is this image is looking squished sort of thing. So I think object fit thing will work, but I don't remember the class name. So, but I do remember the CSS thing. So if I say object fit, it will be here. So let's do object cover. Nice. And now we want to center like this. So object position, object center. So we have something similar to this. Now we want to give some padding. So px would be 4, py would be 2. I think in this case the py is also 4. Okay, and now we have this. So we have flex. So let's do item center. That is like my favorite part to do, item center and vertically align things. Okay, and we need some gaps. So I love that they have launched this thing now. Things are very easy. Nice. Thank you, the person who shared it. Okay, so now the heading, we need font bold, actually font medium, I guess. And this should be text SM. And let's do a lighter shade. So text gray 600. Oh, it looks nice. Now, like the things are so similar, like I'm having a hard time to know that which is medium, which is meetup, and which is ours. Let's do another card. So how's the layout of this? So there are like two sections, and they are of individual. So let's do a div. This div has a class name, and let's do the same paddings and the BG white. And we need some margin. So in the div, I can just say MB4. And I think it's MB6. Okay, nice. Then we need some like another div. And here there will be some, like there's an icon. So I say like an icon. And then there would be a, what will there be? There will be a some like lot of stuff. So let's do a div, and we don't do something. Cool. And let's see how it looks. Obviously looks terrible. So class name, flex. Okay, and we can say that you are flex1, you take all the width available. And here we can say space. So space x2. Actually 4 would be better. Okay, and we can do the same, and I'll just like, I'm not completing this whole thing. I can just say this is height 4. Oh, sorry, h16, h12. And repeat this once again. So we have this, and let's now work on making this sticky. So I have this aside, and this is the full width. Okay, if I do sticky, like there's a recently I built my site, there was a new section I built, so it was called unpolished, and I had to make a similar layout. So there, I think I learned one thing, that since you want this to like start scrolling, and so what you want is that this should not have the same height as this live content. This should only have like some height. So if you see here, what I'm doing here is sort of a hackish thing, that I don't know how much height of there would be. So I just have put height 64, because it doesn't matter how it should have. I'm just saying that this aside, which has the sticky class, that should not be full height. So yeah, that should work. So let me show you. So where is the side? So we have the side here, and I say like class sticky. So sticky is that Tailwind gives us this class, and it does position sticky. Now what happens is that this section is of the same height as this, so it doesn't know so it is crawling with this as well, right? Because it is staying faced, but like its height is bigger than the viewport. So we have to decrease this height. So I'll just do the same trick here. I'll just say height 64, and we need something to scroll. So like what I can do is in the main, there is our main content, see all attendees, UL section. So I can make a section, and I say that your class name, your height is let's say height 3. Okay, so it is not scrolling yet. Yeah, so we have put the sticky class, but we have to also say top 0, and you can see that now it is coming like aligning here. But what we want is like it should not be top 0, it should be there should be some gap. So let's see in Tailwind how can we give more top values. So top, okay, so we don't have any custom value. So for these cases we can use style object, because for small overrides it doesn't make sense to make another Tailwind variant, or like if you want you can use classes as well. I just prefer this approach. So I can say top 10 pixel. So as you can see, now there's some gap. Increase it to 20. So now we have this effect. And like I don't like the way Medium is doing, Meetup.com is doing their cards. So I'm just going to make one small change. So I'm just going to introduce a small shadow here. Okay, I put on the wrong thing. So I put a shadow here, and I put a shadow on this, just to make it look a little better than their version. And I think shadow MD is too much. Let's see what more shadows are there. So we have shadow access as well. So I do shadow access, and we need rounded MD to make it rounded. Cool, this looks a little better. Actually, you won't be able to notice it on the video, but yeah, I can see that it is looking a little better. Okay, so now we have the sticky thing working. Let's see what else we need to make. So since we are doing the sticky thing, let's do this sticky section as well. So what I have here is there's a footer, and so yeah, let's do the same thing here. So make it sticky, and I'll say bottom 0. Actually, instead of like there, what we can do is not have there would be a footer, and then let's keep a div here, and this div will have the sticky effect, because there is actually, this is not a real footer, this is the real footer. Cool. Okay, so when we do this, then let's make this of height. Okay, we have the sticky here, and height 64. Actually, let's make it screen. So we have px32, let's do py4, and bg gray 200. Okay, so let's see how it happens. So we have this. Yeah, looks nice. So we are getting the effect we want. Let's take the color they have. Actually, no. We'll design this main footer if we get time. That is not super important. Let's just design this footer. So this footer has some px, and the px should be 32 only, and the py can be larger. And let's do a border on this. So border T for top, and border gray to 300. Let's see what was the value of that here. So yeah, the nav had the border gray of 300. So let's just keep that. Okay, and it should be white color only. So BG white. Cool, looks nice. And this, we can say this, that you are BG gray 700 for now. Cool, we are getting that effect. And instead of this, I'll say style height. $60 VH. So this will look like similar to theirs. We have got that effect as well. And so yeah, let's make this layout. So again, if you see, like, this is very similar to the nav layout. We have a div here, and in the div, then there is a information section, so one div for that. Then there is a write section, so one div for that. And let's say here there is a button, and in the div we have some content. And so our div, this should become flex, and it should be justified between. Okay, so okay, we have not put anything in the button, so it is not visible. So by default, like, if you try, then there would be some border, some background to the button. But since we use normalized CSS, it is resetting those button styles, so we are not seeing anything. So buttons, what is the text there? It is attend online. So attend online. So we have that there. Next, let's style this button. So what we want is like the color of this button. So this is there, and I've copied it. So here, because I know that this is like an important color which will be using multiple times, so I'm putting a value here. Now the syntax will be a little different for the primary color. Instead of assigning a string, I'll assign an object, and here I'll say that the default value is this only. And I can say that there's a lighter, so default I'm assuming is 500, and I can say that for 400, there is a lighter shade of it, say 60. I forgot, like, in HSL, lighter is like, I think, let's see how it looks. So we have a default. So because for the default, we don't have to say, like, just doing BG primary will give the default value. If you want the 400, you have to say BG primary 400. Okay, so we have got that, and the text should be white. And now we need some padding. So PX8, PY4, and some roundedness. So rounded ND. So their roundedness is a little more. So rounded LG, and a little less PY. So PY3. And the font should be bold, or rather medium. Okay, and if I measure it, so it is saying 165 by 50 on my system here. Width is right, but the padding, we should give more padding. So I think we were right earlier only. PY4 would be better. Okay, so we have the button with us, and yeah, we can style this thing later on, because the main thing here is done. Let's do what will we do next? Okay, let's do this nested comments thing. Cool. So do we have any other section? Yeah, we can skip this photo section. We can work on the comment section. So I put so I made a section with the class name hide screen. So let's remove that, and here I'll have a heading. So I'll just copy the heading from here. So this thing is comments. And in the comments, now let's design one of these. So there's this comment section. Now we have a div, and this div, we'll make another div and say, like, there's an avatar, and then there is some text. So avatar, and then there is some content. So in the content, we have the name. So a heading for that, 6, say Aditya Agarwal. There's some text. So yeah, again looking ugly. Let's put a flex class on this. BG white. And sorry, we should put this on the parent div. Okay, so our avatar is getting squished. Should I do this flex one? Okay, so it fixes that. And again, thanks whoever told me the space thing. We have that space here, and now, oh, actually, I missed that. I was right earlier that this image actually is outside. Yeah, so this thing, BG white, should be outside, and sorry, in this thing. Now it looks like that, and we want a little shadow on this, so shadow SM. We want some padding, so px4 py3, and some roundedness. Looks a lot like that. Okay, now if I see that, so for the second, so for this second one, what if I like, let's put this div, and inside this div I put another div. Hello, so that div will come here. Okay, we don't want that, so let's do this. Have a div here, move our content inside the div and put a div here. That way, what we are getting is that the image is on the left, then this hello is aligned with this. Okay, and another thing, so I feel like this can be solved with the recursive components. Like, so I remember one time I made a bookmark section, sorry, like a breadcrumb section. So there, what we want is that I have a list of things, and I want to iterate over it till it ends. So like keep a // things. So if I say here, like say if I have an array of items, what I want is that keep a slash there. So probably an overkill for the breadcrumbs things. I think I don't make any sense. Let me show you in code. So what if I make a comment component? Let me put it here, then we can make it in another file. Function comment, and it returns some JSX. So it returns this whole thing. So it is still coming here, and here what we do is that instead of this div, we render comment, and if I do that, it will go into a recursive loop. So what I can say is that say right now your props, and let's say we have some data. So what I can say is there is no data, then return null. Otherwise return this markup. And now if you see, so now we have to pass something here. So for now I'm just saying data is an empty object, and empty objects are not allowed. So yeah, this will work. Yeah, so I don't know what's happening. Okay, right. There's a class name, there's a h4, there's a div, and in the div we have a flex, and there's avatar. Okay, so the flex one has to be on this div. Yeah, so now what you can see is that we only got one of these, right? And so there's a h4, there's a div, in the div there is one image and our content. Let's do this, that so let's make a list of comments. So const comments this, and so it will have an array of items. So we can say like let's not do the image thing, let's just do the content. So name Aditya Agarwal, and comment is this thing. Okay, and now we can say that what are the replies to it. So the replies, those will in turn be comments. So replies will be another object. So name could be Shad Mirza, and this could be Cool. So this is the replies. So now what I can say is that here iterate through the comments. And I can say data equals to comment. And now in the comment component, when I get data, I see that, yeah, so when I get data, I know there's a name. So I put the name here. Data.name. And here we put data dot, what did we have, comment, right? And now that we have done that, here I can say that here the data should be, sorry, we need to iterate. Now we'll iterate through the replies. So data dot replies. So this will be a comment, and here also it render the component comment, and this should be a comment. Yeah, so we have the replies, and this reply doesn't have any replies thing. Okay, let's hope it works. Data.replies is not a function. Oh, data.replies.map. Please don't be an infinite loop of undefined. Data dot cannot read property map of undefined. Okay, so probably there is no array. So what we can do is that we can say that either it is there or it's just empty array. Cool, and we have some sort of nesting thing. And we need some margin, so the comment, it can have MMB4. Oh, sorry, this will not have that. The div, this div will have margin, bottom margin. So MB4. And let's just do this one more time. So we take this, and for this reply, I'll say that your replies is this thing. Sorry, replies should be an object, and it is this. So as you can see that we are getting this nesting thing, and we need to put a key to this. So let's just put key, ID. For the replies, there should be some ID. So now that we have done that, for the data.replies, we'll do key equals to comment dot ID, and similarly here we'll say key equals to comment dot ID, and that is gone. Cool. So does anybody have any question with this thing, that the way we have, like, we are calling the same like we are doing recursion with components? So like comment is, it says render in the comment, and that way we are getting this nesting thing. Okay, so nobody has any questions, so we can move on. So let's do this reply and this feature. Like button and two buttons here. So inside the comment component, let's just move it to a separate file only. No, let's keep it here. Let's keep it here because the comments are being rendered here as well. We need the data here as well. Okay, so let's do this. Let's move this thing. Let's not move the data. Let's just move this component here. And now we'll import it. Well, this should work. After, okay, we were using after here as well. Just say, like, to get the variety of things, let's just say works for me. And we forgot to style this, so let's just style the h6. So last name, font medium, and I think for this let's do font bold and do text SM. Similarly, text SM for the p tab. Nice. And we need some more margin. So this will be NB6 and a slight margin on this heading. So NB2. Okay, now we have this. Like how much time have we? Okay, so it is already 1.5 hours. So let's just wrap this thing up. What else should we make? What all is like interesting? So let's just do a roundup of what we have built. So we have the meetup, we have the details, we have the attendees, we have the comments, and we have something here. And just to finish the comments, like so let's do this one as well. Like there are two things. So there are two threads. So in the comments data, so there is one object, and then there will be another object. So this one has ID, and this one has name. And so to comment, and as you can see, like this is coming. So we have our flex, and then we have another one. Okay, so we have done that as well. Let's do the header now, since we left it. Yeah, let's just do the header. So the header, first we have like left section and the right section. So let's make a div here and then make another div there. And this div has a button. The button is called share. And this div, it has span, like some extra information, then the heading, then something. So in the div, we have some span, something. Then we have our heading. So let's. So I feel like this should be the H1. React meetup #02. And then we have a div. So there would be an avatar, normal sized, and a div. This div will have some heading, sorry, a p tag posted by, and we have another. We have the name. So let's do H6. Run a bool. And now we have done this. Let's see how it looks. So obviously, everything is in a row. So what we want is that this something is right, that it should be there only. Now this div, this should be flex, and there should be some gap. So space x4. We have done that. Let's make the heading bigger. So class name text 3XL, font bold. Do we have some font? I think there are more than bold. Let's see. Font weight, font bold, font extra bold. Let's just do one more size. Font black. Yeah, now it is looking something like we want. Then we want some vertical padding. So on the header, I say PY8. That is too much. So let's do PY4. And then we want like this share button to come there. So the header, there is a div, there is a button. So the header will have a flex, will have a justify between. And now we want like the share button. So this div, let's try this approach that I say that items should be on the end. So sorry, yeah, this works. So we have our share button on the bottom right. And let's make the share button as well. So the share button has a border. So border, and let's do border gray 500. Some padding. So px6, py2, py3, rounded LG. Sorry, rounded full. Okay, no, we don't want rounded full. We just want rounded LG. Cool. And do we need anything? We probably can remove this to py2. and the font should be same as the border color. So the border color was this. So let me do text gray 500. That is too much. So too light. So 700. Too much 600. Yeah, this looks nice. And just to confirm, I can see what was the radius of this. So it was also rounded LG. So I've done the rounded LG for this share button as well. And so copy this. Last name text gray 600. Text LG. Let me see if it looks better. Earlier was fine. And then we need some margin between these guys. So let's do MB4. Nice. And this Kiran Aburi, so this is a little, it will be bold. So class name, font bold, font medium. Cool. So okay, so Shrikant asked like how it's becoming smaller every time the comments. So that is because of the flex property. So what happens is that like if you see this is the div, this is the first div, right? There's an image and this div we are saying flex one, right? So acquire all the space that is available. Then inside this there is another div. So then we have another div, and here we are saying that flex. So by default acquire the bit which you have. So because we are rendering it inside this div, so it can only take as much space as is available of the parent. So the parent has the, let's say, width of 400. So this can only take that 400 space. And then so like what I said is, suppose this is 400. So now this is say 300 pixel. So this thing can only take as much as 300 pixel, the image and this. So we have the 300 pixel here. Then this is just a child of this div. So since this is like, suppose the whole thing was 300, this is just 200. So this whole thing can just be say 100 pixel. So that's how we are getting decreased things. And this one, this is not child of these. This is a sibling. This node is the sibling of this node. So that's how it is working. So let me just reiterate. So this is our total parent. In the parent, there is the comment. Then there is a child for the comments replies. The comments replies, it has the image and it has the div. And in this div, there is the actual comment and then there is the replies. So this is how you are getting. Okay, so Shrikant got it. And so in the chat, like, let me know that what should we like we have 20 minutes. What should I work on next? What would you like to see from this page? Something we can do in 20 minutes. Hey guys, be active in the chat. Similar events cards. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. So let's do these cards, right? Similar events nearby cards. Okay, so yeah. So first thing is that I'll copy this layout from the attendees and see all thing. So because that is just the same. So let's search the all. So we have got this div. And where do we have to put it? We have to put it. So after the comment thing, in the main section. Okay, so this will be a problem. So we have put the main thing, and so we divide the space this way. So what I'll do is like I'll make a div section, and then there is the section where we are building our stuff. So now if I see, so our main is here. And what we want is, instead of the main to have the flex and that stuff, what I'll do is that I'll put it inside this div. And now this div will have all the content we wrote so far. So the two column layout, we'll put it inside the div. So this thing goes here and comes here. Okay, so now if we see, we have the nav. So let's collapse this nav, collapse the header. Then in the main, we have a div. So this div has the like the left side and the right side. Then there is a section with where we will be building our next thing. So Now if I see I have the same thing, but here I have the attendee and see all. So let's just rename it to say similar events. Cool. We want a divider here, so let's do an HR. Okay, we got a thin line, and we need to get some margin. So class name MB4 should be much bigger, so MB8. Okay, so we have our section with this stuff, and let's make our div. Now in this div we have a card. So this card, as you know, that this can be like an independent thing, you can embed it anywhere. So let's make an article for that. So this article, now it has like multiple rows. So we have one span with some information. We have the heading. So let's do H5, getting productive in Python, and more. Cool. And let's just do font bold right now. Font bold and text LG. We want a BG white for this article. So class name BG white, and let's just do px4 py2. Okay, so now it is coming like the whole thing. So what we can do is on the div, we can say like the class name should be flex. And now this article, instead of, let's see what happens. So yeah, now it is just taking as much space as it wants. So we have fixed that problem. And let's just put more, let's just increase the size to XL. So text XL. And let's just increase the px to 6. Cool. And the article will have a rounded LG, and I'm just putting shadow SM because I like it better that way. Cool. So let's just put this, let's just copy this text. Oh, Meter.com is also using utility classes, like combination of these things. Okay, this is nice. So they are using this time object, sorry, time tag. Let's just use it, see how it looks. So instead of this span, like inside the span, we have a tag text, and okay, yeah. So basically, it is it is telling the browsers, like the browsers are able to parse the time, and yeah. So where is that? Similar events, and let's just see how it looks. Yeah, it looks fine, and it is similar events nearby, and it has a blue color, and I feel like it is the same color as this one. So in the header we had in the nav bar, the color was text blue 600. Let's copy it. So the span text blue 600, and the size should be a little smaller. Text SM and font bold. Cool. Let's do other text. So we had a heading, and we again have a, should it be a p tag? Yeah, it should be a p tag, and the content should be okay. So what is happening is that it is growing as like so whatever it is coming, it is like increasing the width of the card. We don't want that. What we want is that there should be a fixed width of that card. So let's do. So in the article we can do. Let's do W32. Let's see what happens. To this W64. Okay, we are getting there, and should be a little more than that. So 64 is also not there. So instead we can say, like in fractions, we can say that it should be So there are 4 cards, sorry, 3 cards, and say it's 12. So like 4 out of 12. Cool. So now what we have is that I'm ignoring these things. So let's just remove this. In the time section, we have a class. Let's remove these. And I'm assuming it will be baked type. No error. So now the paragraph, this should have class text_sm. And now there will be a div. This div has content like the avatar, and this should be size sm. And then there's a button. So let's just copy the share button. And it should be classed flex, justify between. And now the border will be, instead of gray, it will be blue, and the text will be blue. And it should say attend. Now let's do some margin on this div. And the flex, so it should have justify between, and then it should also have item center. And there is some padding on the child, like so the article we had px6, py2. Let's do pt2 and pb4. Okay, it looks right to me. And let's just make multiple of these. So again, I'll use the trick I showed you earlier. Array.from length say 4 dot map where did it go? We have it here. And and let's just do the index and put a key here. Okay, so when we do that, it is coming like this. And so we just have 3 cards here, and it is coming, 4 cards are coming here. Okay, first let's just add some space. So space x4. And as you can see, like they are squishing. So let's just do this. We want, like as they had done, they had overflow, right? So let's just do overflow. So overflow scroll. I think that should solve the problem. It doesn't. So we have our article. So W4 by 12 basically is doing nothing. If I say like min width 40%, okay, we'll get this, and then we'll get the scroll bar. Okay, so we want the min width thing, and we can say like 33.33%. And actually, because there's some gap, we can just say 30%. Okay, we can choose, like, work on the value. It could be, yeah, so 33% is the better value, and there is actually more gap here. So if I increase the gap, so where is the gap? Space X. If I do 6, okay, now it is getting cropped. So now let's do with 32%, and it will work. Now the thing is, because we are at a custom value, we don't have a class name for that. So what I can do is, like, again, put it in the scroll style tag. So remove this, doing nothing, and make a style tag of 32%. Okay, what? Oh yeah, min width. So we have that working. Okay, are we missing anything? Yeah, there is some more margin in this div, so empty 8, let's do that. Yeah, looking like more of a square now. Okay, I think we are done, and like it is 2 minutes left. So if you have any question, you can ask right now. Does anyone have any questions? Cool. So I'll put this like whatever the code is there, I'll push it to GitHub.